Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In previous session we have seen how to declare a pointer variable, how to initialize address to it, and how to access value of that variable using pointer. Now in this session we will see pointer to array. Pointer to array is also known as array pointer, and there are two types of pointer to array. The first is pointer points to the first element of an array. We have seen that how we can assign the first element address to it, base address to it, and pointer points to whole array. So for pointer to a single element, here is an example that I have declared a variable array ARR of size 5. This is an integer array of size 5, and we have initialized over here with the values 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. What it means that array of 0 value is 1, array of 1 value is 2, array of 2 value is 3, and 3 has a 4 value and 4 has a 5. As the size is 5, we have 5 values 0 to 4. We have declared a pointer variable ptr of type integer. Because we have declared our array of type integer, here we have to declare a pointer variable of type integer, and we assign the value of ARR. When we print over here PTR, it will print the address of first element of single element of array. Pointer points to whole array. If I want to declare this way, then I have to write the data type, star variable name, that is our pointer variable, and the size of an array. It means it will point to the whole size. Since subscript have higher precedence than the indirection, it is necessary to enclose the indirection operator and pointer name inside the parenthesis. This parenthesis is important to write when we want to point to the whole array. Here the type of pointer is a pointer to an array of 10 integer and not a single variable. Second point is array of pointers. Till now we have seen how we can point to an array. But if I want to declare pointers of array of pointer, then array of the pointers variable we can declare, and in that we have to write int, that is the data type, pointer asterisk sign, variable name, and then you have to provide the array size. So we can make a separate pointer variable which can point to the different values, or we can make one integer array of pointer that can point to all the values. So just see over here we have declared one pointer array, character pointer name. The size is 3. It means 3 variables are created. It's an array, character array, and we provide the 3 names to that: New Zealand, Australia and India. So we know that rarely individual strings will be equal of length. Therefore, instead of making each row a fixed number of characters, we can make a pointer string of the varying length. So name of 0, here it is not a single character. As we have defined it as a pointer, we can have more than one character into that, and the memory allocation is done like this. So this is for New Zealand, Australia and this, and every single name is ended with the null character. So this declaration allocates only 28 bytes, sufficient to hold all the characters as shown. The following statement would print out of all the 3 names. For that we have to write a for loop because it is an array. So we can write for I is equal to 0. Our array size is 3. So we have to write from 0 to 2. And we have to increment it by 1. So here initialization of I with 0. Condition is I is less or equal to 2 and I plus plus. So here we print the name. Okay. If I want to access this by means of pointer, then we can write like this: star name of I that we initialize with 0 and plus j. The character array with the row of varying length are called the ragged arrays. If we have a different length of each array element, then we can say that ragged arrays and are better handled by pointers because they are varying the length. Now this is very important to understand the difference between pointer p of 3 and pointer p in bracket and then we have a 3. Since star has a lower precedence than this square bracket, pointer p of 3 declares p as an array of 3 pointers. It means we have declared a pointer variable p type of array. So 3 pointer variables. But when we write in a rounded bracket, pointer p declares p as a pointer to an array of 3 elements, right? This is the difference. Here, this is a particular variable to which a pointer points, right? We have already seen that this is a pointer that points to the whole array. But here when we write pointer p of 3, it means we have declared an array, okay, of 3 pointers. So this difference must keep into mind. Now, okay, function returning pointers. In function chapter, we have seen that we can pass the value. A function can pass a value. It can return a value. Okay. So pointer also can be used to return by the function. So we have seen so far that function can return a single value by its name. Okay. Like we can return a value by function that is integer, float, character. The same way we can return, a function can return a pointer value as well. So how we can write it? So you have to write the data type, then star, like function name, then type 1, type 2. These are nothing but the parameter that we pass to the function. Function has 3 things. The data type. If your function do not return anything, you have to write void. But if your function returns some value after calculating something, if it returns some value, we have to provide the data type. What type of value your function returns? So if your function returns some pointer value, you have to write the star sign over here. So example is this integer, because our function will return a value, a pointer value, who actually points to the integer value, and then we have a 2 parameter in that function. So this is a function for that integer star larger. We have 2 pointers inside it, integer star, integer star. So we have declared and initialized 2 variable a and b with the value 10 and 20. We have declared pointer p. Now what we have to do over here, p is equal to larger of ampersand a and ampersand b. Instead of directly passing a and b, here we have to pass the reference address of a and b, because here we have passed as a pointer. Whenever we pass a value as a pointer, you have to pass the address of that variable. So larger function will be called. It will move over here. This will be moved to over here. And then it will compare it. If x, the value of x is greater than y, then it will return x. This is nothing but the address. It will return an address. So address will be allocated to p. Here not the value is returned. Here the address will be returned by the function, and then we print the star p. It means it will print the value of that function. Okay. So the thing is what? We can return, a function can return a pointer variable as well. But we need to understand that when we pass the value in a pointer, actually we are passing the address. And your function will return the address that will be assigned to the pointer variable, and then we print the value of that variable. So here we have a brief discussion about it. You just go through the slide. And this is a program to exchange a variable, swapping of 2 numbers using pointer. So that's all for this session. In next session, we will see a structure, how we can declare a structure. And these are the important questions for this session or entire chapter, unit number 7, pointer. So you have to prepare it well, like what is pointer and how it is different from array. Benefits of the pointer, what are the advantage where we can use the pointer, how to initialize the pointer, and explain array of pointers, and 4, 5, 6 are 3 programs that you have to prepare and execute it. Try to see what output you will get. And that's it for today. Thank you.